everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. I know, long time no see, but we have a reason for that. The second episode that we made, there was a bunch of technical difficulties with it. We just decided to scrap it, and then we were dealing with a lot. Halloween happened. I think that was literally the last time we made the episode, was right before Halloween because we were talking about our costumes. Our costume slayed. I was Wednesday Addams. She was Maddie from Euphoria.
Which you can see pictures of our costumes on the Rating Celebrity Costumes video.
Yeah, they're at the end of that video, so you can check that out. But we just kind of wanted to start off with just, how have you been, Heidi? What's been new with you?
I'm filming my first YouTube video for my personal channel. I'm getting that up and going. I don't want to expose too much because a lot of what I'm doing right now is kind of hopefully in the near future it'll go to plan. I don't know how else to put it, but I don't know, it'll be exciting announcements whenever stuff happens. I think we're on the same page of what we're thinking about, but so yeah, it's just lots of big things are happening. It's just we can't get too far into it right now. We have to keep some suspense, something to look forward to.
Yeah. But if you guys want to see a different side of us, she has, like she said, the personal YouTube. What's your channel name?
It should be just the same as my Instagram, Heidi Prez. It's right there. But yeah, that should be it. I'm pretty sure that's what
so if you want to see just a different side of her than the paranormal, then she's got that. Right now I don't really have any other social media I really post on, but maybe that'll change. I'm just not a big poster, I feel like.
I post a lot on Instagram. If you really want to see what's going on, I post so consistently now on my Instagram stories, trying to get into reels. I post once every 5 days on my actual account. So that's a big one for
I'll
me.
post once in a blue moon, but I don't post on Facebook. I don't really ever post on TikTok, my personal stuff, or Instagram, or Snapchat, anything. So
yeah, we could have fixed that.
I know. I don't know why. I always tell myself I don't know. I always feel like you have to either post everything you do or nothing at all, because it's if you do here and there, it just looks like, I don't know. It really, that's all you do, but it's no, I do more than this. I just don't post everything. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I'm just not gonna post anything.
You could always do dumps at the end of the month.
Yeah, I've thought about that.
So you don't have to sit there and have a dedicated post for everything you do, but you can just have little clips from the month.
Yeah. I told you, you always seem high in all our videos. You sit there yeah.
I'm just this is my happy space, so I'm relaxed. I'm not I feel like when I'm more not relaxed, I'm very you'll see me we'll be around a group of people, and I'm not anxious by any means, but I'm also not relaxed, because it's I'm an introvert at heart, so it's all these people, it's kind of overstimulating me if there's more than 5 people somewhere. And then I'm talking, running around, dancing, doing whatever. And so it's just I have so much energy, because I'm this is so much for me to handle. So it's it's just me and you and the camera.
I feel do you ever feel when you're around people, you have to act, entertain, try to be really, I don't know, bubbly, I feel that sometimes, and I feel it just leads me in a deeper hole, because then I'm if I'm aware, if I'm just sitting there and not saying anything, I'm just I don't know, if people are having a conversation in a group and I'm just sitting there, I'm thinking in my head, Megan, you need to add something to this conversation. You're just sitting there staring at them, but I'm engaged. I just have nothing to say. So then I start feeling awkward, and then I'm yeah, and I have to get involved
like a valley
somehow.
girl.
Yeah. And I feel whenever I'm not really 100% comfortable with being myself in a group, then I'm that way.
I feel that with everyone. If I know these 2 people don't get along, I make sure I hang out with them equally and all the stuff, and it's just I can't do that, because then I'm not gonna have any fun, because I'm babysitting a group of 15 people. I feel too, I enjoy alternative music. I have a little bit of a different style, makeup style, hairstyle. I'm a little different, but I wouldn't whatever. But it's like when I tell people, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm emo, like as a little joke or whatever. Like there's so many people that are like, really? Or I tell them what I listen to. Like, oh,
Mhm.
what kind of music do you like? I'm like, oh, I like Pearson Bale, I like Paulina
Right.
Burst and stuff like that. And they're like, oh, I didn't perceive you as that. And it's
Mhm.
like, well, yeah, because I'm not that comfortable around you, so obviously I'm gonna listen to, Drake and The
Right.
Weekend around you because
Yeah.
otherwise you're gonna be like, is she okay?
Also, different life update for Heidi. She cut her hair.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
She cut it
We're
super short, but it's so cute.
Thank you. I know I was like very nervous when I first did it. I actually really didn't like it. Like for 5 seconds, I was like, "Why did I just do this?" I have it on video. You can like see the panic set in my eyes. I'm like, "Oh no!" And then after I like showered and styled it, I was like, "Oh, okay. I'll just style my hair every single day because this looks really cute." And I
Mhm.
like it because it's like full. I kind of feel like Call Me Chris a little bit. 'Cause she has like the
It does
shorter
look like that.
hair, so it's just like I don't know. I feel very like spooky.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah. But speaking of hair, we were just talking about today how I'm thinking about getting like red streaks in my hair. So she really thinks I should do it. I'm on the fence. I'm sure one of these days when I'm feeling manic, I'll do it.
Okay,
But
let me plead this real quick. First of all, not only have I been saying you should do this for years, I've always said every time you're like, oh, I want to put a little color in my hair, I've always said red. Have I not?
yeah.
When you were like doing, the front money pieces, I was like, ooh, do it in red. When you wanted, the
Mhm.
bottom section of your hair bleach, I was like, ooh, do it in red.
I
Like
know.
I've always wanted you to have like streaks, like bright streaks of red hair, like you can tell it's
Mhm.
dyed. Always said that. And on top of that, every impulsive decision I've made about my hair and my appearance has always turned out good. Like my
Mhm.
red hair was really cute. And then I went to brown. That was really cute. And then I didn't like the lighter shade of brown that everyone was telling me to do, so I went darker. It looks great. And then I cut my hair short. Looks great.
Mhm.
I know what I'm talking about. I'm not preying on your downfall. So I just want you to put red chunks in your hair, like the
Yeah.
skunk hair with red.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a moment.
It
So if
would.
you guys agree with Heidi, then let me know. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe that'll be a video. That'd be so fun.
When you do that, I'll put white streaks in my hair.
Yeah,
I'll
that'd
put
be
some. I'll
cool.
put something white in it. I don't know what because before when my hair was a little bit longer, I was like, oh, it'd be cool because it would have a little more length, and then
Mhm.
for a ponytail, it'd be really cool. Now I think it would look a little weird, but I'll figure something.
Yeah.
Worst comes to worst, I just touch up my roots.
Okay, so moving along to the next topic, we really wanted to talk about this video that we made that's coming out soon.
I'm so
I know.
excited.
I just need to finish editing
I
it.
know. I've been telling so many people about it. I told Brittany about it. Shout out Brittany if you're watching this. She's gonna do some ghost adventures with us at
Yeah.
some point. But I was telling her about it, and I didn't tell her the video wasn't released yet. And she's like, "Can we watch it?" I was like, "Oh, it's not
Aww.
up yet." Like she really wanted to watch that.
She's
She
our
really
number
wanted.
one fan.
No, literally, she's like, "I've been waiting for you guys to post a video with the Ouija board," and like she's just sitting there waiting, and I'm right
That's
there
so
with
cute.
her.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really good video. It's like really our first like paranormal investigation. Every time I say paranormal, have you noticed I mess it up and I have to say it again? I don't know why. It's one of those words. I'm like paranormal.
That's how I was this morning. I don't remember what the word was. Edited. That's what it was. Edited.
Oh yeah, that is weird. Edited.
I was like, I was editing. I was editing. Like,
Yeah.
I was like that all morning, like trying to say that I was editing a video until 3 o'clock in the morning last night.
So anyway, that video is gonna be really good, and what it is we're doing an investigation in our mom's house because there's a lot of creepy things that have happened there, for specifically the basement and like stairwell. So we wanted to kind of just share like what's been happening there. You can hear someone walking up the stairs, and you literally think like someone just got to the house, and then you go out there and there's no one there. That happens to me. That's happened to her. That's happened to other members of her family. My boyfriend's experienced it, and he does. I don't even think he really believes in this stuff, but like it's this weird phenomenon that keeps happening. You can hear someone clearly like stomping up the stairs. One of the days we should try to capture it because like you can hear it with your own 2 ears. It's crazy. The second thing that happens, well, our little niece, she's only 3 years old, she was getting ready to leave. Her mom, our sister, was putting her shoes on her on the porch, and she's like, all right, we're gonna get going. And no one was at the house, they were just leaving. And she's saying bye, like, bye, man. And my sister was like freaked out, like, who are you talking to? So after they left, she's like, who are you talking to? She's like, the man. And she's like, Tim, who's our stepdad, he's the only guy there. And she's like, no, the man. And she's, that really freaked my sister out because there was obviously no one there. And then literally just like last week, I was holding my little cousin, I mean niece, my niece, not cousin.
The ghosts are getting to you.
I was holding my little niece, and she was saying how she was scared. And I'm like, what are you scared of? And she's like, the ghost. I'm like, ghost? There's no ghost here. And she's like, yeah, there's a ghost. And she was literally, she would not let it go. She wanted us to turn on.
Crying.
Yeah, she wanted us to turn on the lights, even though there was some lights on, but we were eating dinner, so it was like dim lights. And I'm like, all right, let's turn on the light. If you turn on the light, she's fine. So I'm like, and even like her mom, she's like, what is she upset about? I'm like, she thinks she sees a ghost. Before we even started filming though, our devices started to go off. It was crazy. So it'll be out by the time you watch it, so you have that to look forward to.
After this though, stay through this.
Yeah, finish the podcast and then go watch it, because
finish the podcast, grab a snack, go to the bathroom, maybe take a bath, a debrief, something. Watch the video.
Yeah, because it's not even done. I'm not even done editing it, and it's good. It's gonna be great.
I was messaging somebody about this, and I didn't even realize how much has happened in that house until after I like started spelling it out for someone. You know, There has been in my old bedroom, because I used to live in that house. I was at the top floor, and I would be by myself, or even if I wasn't by myself, you know, everyone was on the lower levels because I was at the top level. The only reason why you would be near my bedroom is because if you were going into my bedroom, like there's no, you know, there is a bathroom, it doesn't work, so it's not like someone would be going up to use the bathroom or something. Whatever. That is the only reason why someone would be up there, is if they were trying to access a bedroom. My door would slam all the time. I'm not even talking about shut. I'm talking about full on slam, like it sounds like me when I was a teenager and I was mad and I'd like slam the door behind me, like a loud slam. And it would happen like very randomly, and windows weren't open or whatever. It would happen in the winter when obviously, you know, there's no windows being opened. We had radiating heat and cooling in the house. Or is it just heat?
It's just heat.
Just heat. There's radiators, so it's not even like there's like a wind current. Like the radiators just heat up and then it heats up the house. It's not, you know,
there's
like,
no airflow.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it really freaked me out. It happened multiple times. And apparently my brother, who moved into my room after I left that house, it happens to him too. And that's terrifying to me. And I don't know, it's just like there's so much that happens in that house, like the noises, everything.
I think we need to do a second investigation and investigate the whole house. Because in the video, we only investigated the basement and the stairwell where most of the activity was happening. But yeah, there's stuff that happens throughout the entire house. And I feel like we need to investigate further. Because this is a really old house, you guys. We don't even know when it was built because all the records got destroyed before the 1900s. So it's at least 100 years old because it was sometime before the 1900s. So it's literally over 100 years old. It's got some history. So
some dark history.
Something's going on in that house. And I get the vibes every time I go there. I literally used to make fun of my mom, like, Mom, this house is haunted. And she's like, no, it's not. I'm like,
yes,
no,
it is.
There's something here. Because it's just got that vibe. It's just eerie.
Yeah.
It's just a different feeling.
And even when I was living there, like, I don't know if this correlates, but that was, like, one of the darkest points in my life. So it's, like, I was, like, especially the first year that I lived there, like, after that, I was fine, which is actually interesting because I was getting out of the house more because I made more friends, so I was very rarely there. When I was very rarely there, I was, like, way better. When I was always there, I always was, like, super down. And you can see it if, actually you can't because I archived all of it, but if you saw my old, like, posts on, you know, Instagram, TikTok, all of them were, like, me talking about how I'm doing terrible, I have terrible mental health, all this stuff, and it's just like, some food for thought.
Might correlate. So, yeah, definitely check out that video. Let us know what you guys think. But we wanted to talk about a couple freaky Reddit things that I came across, and I wanted to see what you thought, Heidi, and also you guys can let us know what you think.
I have one thing saved from Reddit, and it's really not that creepy. So you're really taking the reins on this one.
Okay, so
I feel like I need a snack. I know we just ate.
So this person says they're a believer in the supernatural. They've always had experiences like feeling watched, strange dreams, stuff like that, feeling energy. But this is where they share the craziest thing that has happened to them. So they said, back in spring of 2020, it was an average night as I was doing what I usually did, watching YouTube, scrolling through my phone as I'm winding down for the day and getting ready for bed. Nothing out of the ordinary, and no unsettling energies were present. Time goes by, time for bed. Get cozy, start getting sleepy. A couple minutes go by, give or take, and I'm starting to notice it getting cold. And not just, a little chilly type of cold. I'm talking freezing down to 0 degrees type cold, which never happens where I live, especially on the countryside during spring. Absolutely freezing. I was shaking and I could see my own breath, and I could tell something was way off. I sit up and am instantly hit with the intense presence of a being in the corner of my room to the right of my bedroom door. Now, my room isn't very big. I'd estimate 6 by 12, so if you were in here with me, it'd take less than one step to get to the other side. This thing, I could feel it standing there just staring at me, unmoving as it took me in, and I took it in. I could see this thing clear as day in my head, a perfect image, as if it showed itself to me through my third eye, if you believe any of that. And it wasn't pretty. First, its skin was black as the void itself. No other colors were present. Its face was nothing but 2 hollowed out holes in a black, contorted skull. No other features but empty sockets. Its body and limbs were thin, malnourished to the fullest extent, being like twigs, along with its arms and legs being abnormally long, with this thing standing at what I estimate to be 8 feet tall. Despite this thing being a demon, it held no hostilities towards me. It just stood there looking until after maybe 20 to 30 minutes pass, and it finally leaves. Temperature warms up, no more presence, and I'm alone once more. It didn't shake me up as much as it did astonish me, being so close to such an otherworldly being, let alone its center of attention. I know this is a fairly out there and extremely boggling experience, but if anyone else has had a similar experience, do let me know. Would be nice to know if I'm not the only one who has had something like this. Okay, what are your thoughts on that?
My only thought, and I am not, this is not me, what's the word?
Calling BS?
No,
that was creepy.
It's a ghost. No, it's not me, invalidating how this person feels. But that just sounds like sleep paralysis. And I know they said,
hoping you would say that.
Well, hang on. Because it says 20 to 30 minutes. When you're in sleep paralysis, because I've experienced sleep paralysis, time slows down. Because you can only be in sleep paralysis for like a real minute.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have sleep paralysis and it feels like it's going on for 10 minutes, it's actually only going on for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
It's just your mind playing tricks with you. So I was thinking it kind of sounds like a very vivid dream or sleep paralysis, just because of, it's in the corner specifically. If it moved or said something or did a little bit more, but it's just standing there, it's just a figure.
So someone did comment that. They said, it's most likely sleep paralysis. You claim you had full control of your motor functions. If that was the case, why didn't you shine a light on it, tell it to leave, hide under your covers, take a photo, ask questions, blah, blah, blah. I'm not trying to invalidate your beliefs. It just sounds like an awful lot like sleep paralysis. So he said, and his username is cognitive_function on Reddit, giving him a little credit. He said, I did shine light on it, mate. If you actually read what I said, you see that I said I was able to see it through my third eye as if it projected itself to me. I understand you believe absolutely nothing, and that's fine, but I can't take a picture of something which isn't visible with the basic 2 human eyes. It wasn't sleep paralysis because, as I said, I had full control over myself. I could move, think, edit, and I did. There's not much a person can exactly do against the spirit which isn't physically there, so I observed it in the moment.
I don't know. Maybe it's not sleep paralysis. Maybe it's just a lucid dream. He's able to move.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I feel like my thing is what I full heartedly believe is if there is a demon, if there is a spirit, a ghost, whatever you want to call them, um, I feel like they're here for a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the times it's to get a message, whether that's positive, negative, wreak havoc on everyone. If it's just standing there and it has nothing to say to you, it's like, why did it even take the energy to make itself known if it has nothing to
Mm-hmm.
say?
He said it was a demon. I don't think it's a demon. I don't know. I feel like that's a really bold claim. Like it could have just, if it was really there and it was really paranormal, it could have just been some entity floating through. I don't know.
Taking a break.
I feel like people are so quick to be like, "Oh my god, it's a demon." It's like, probably not, but
Yeah.
maybe. Okay, so the next Reddit story
You didn't share your opinions on it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to believe. I feel like that's one of those things where you had to be there to believe it. Like it's hard for me to believe it not
Mm-hmm.
knowing the person or the circumstances or anything else because I also have never had sleep paralysis, so I can't like base it off of like, well, that's the similar thing that I went through because I've never had that.
Kind of cool. Like, I genuinely enjoy it.
No, I've never had it. I can lucid dream. I just don't do the sleep paralysis, thank God, because that sounds terrifying. But
Weirdly enough, too, this might make me sound like a psychopath, but it's my truth. I I love having nightmares. I think it is the
Mm-mm.
coolest experience ever because I love horror films, so it feels like I'm watching a scary movie. Like,
Yeah.
obviously I don't like nightmares that are like like the ones I've told you about.
That's
Those ones I
true.
don't like,
I
but
That's true. I feel like the genuine times I've actually been scared have been waking up out of a nightmare because it
mhm.
feels real, like real life. It's the
Yeah.
only time that I get scared. We don't Heidi and I have talked about it. We don't get scared from movies, really. We don't really get scared from doing scary things.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's true.
I think that's why I like nightmares too, because some people say, "Oh, don't drink milk before." This is gonna make me sound really psychotic. But people are like, "Don't drink milk before you go to bed." I've tried to drink milk to self-induce a nightmare. Doesn't work. I've watched scary movies going to bed.
You know
I
what
will
works for
watch
me?
creepypasta. Nothing works.
If I'm stressed out or anxious or worried or depressed in my life, that's when I have nightmares. When my mental health is shit. I had one last night.
The only
And you know what? I had a really bad shift yesterday, so that makes a
the
lot of sense.
only way I get nightmares is if I slip into lucid dreaming and then I
Hmm.
turn it into a nightmare. That is the only way I have nightmares. And then after that, I kind of let it take the reins, so that way
Hmm.
I'm not lucid dreaming my own downfall. That's weird.
Yeah.
But like, if I like sit there and I'm like, oh, whatever. I remember though. Okay, I know this isn't supposed to be the dream episode, but I have one thing I have to say. I remember my first lucid dream ever, and I literally, this is when I was like huge into Harry Potter. I still love it. But I mean, like Draco Talk 2020, you know. Um, and I remember I literally felt like a wizard because I fell asleep and I had this dream and I was getting chased by like 1,000 bugs, like stink bugs, gnats, everything. Like this swarm of bugs was coming towards me. And I remember I was sitting in this like field and I was like screaming and I was like, this is disgusting. Like, ew, get off me, get off me, get off
Hmm.
me. And then I stopped, opened my eyes, and I was like, this is a dream. And then all of them disappeared. And then it turned
Hmm.
into a pirate dream where I was sailing the ship. That's the point. I just remember that feeling of control, and I was like, "This is insane." Because that was the first time I vividly remember lucid dreaming, and I just
Hmm.
sat in this field and I was like, "Wait, this is a dream. I'm in control." Like
Yeah.
it was crazy.
Yeah, it is weird. It's a really weird experience.
It's awesome.
But my dream last night, mom was like giving me milk, and I was like, yum, even though I hate milk. And it was like expired, like really nasty
uh,
sour, and I was like choking. I'm like trying to like my head's under the sink. I'm like trying to get it out of my mouth. And she's like, why? Like, it's fine. I'm like, this is disgusting. Like, that
So
was
on
my whole
brand for
dream.
her.
That was my whole dream, was drinking like expired milk. So then I tried to Google today, like, what does that mean? I didn't really see much about it. So if anyone knows, let me know. But like, I always have weird things like that happen in my dream. Like, I had a dream my tooth fell out, which I know is symbolic of something. And I have like just like weird things like that. And it always ties back to like what's going on in my life. So I don't know. That's why I find dreams so interesting, because they always reflect your subconscious being.
No, being subconscious, I don't think, like, your
I feel like it
brain,
ties into the paranormal.
yeah, your brain holds so much power. I don't think people
Your whole
realize
body does. Your
exactly,
nerves, your
like,
senses.
you being a being is so powerful. We're so far advanced to the point where we can have these cognitive thoughts, these opinions. We are literally having a conversation. What other animal can not communication, but have a conversation?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's huge that we can even have that.
I
And
know,
it's
it's
like our
insane.
brain holds so much power off of, people figuring out how to fix diseases is like a big one, like, or being inventive and all this stuff. It's just like,
Well, and that's
wow.
why when people are like, oh, I don't believe in paranormal, or I don't think there's anything after death, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, why wouldn't there be? Think about how crazy life is now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to some other creature, imagine thinking like there's no way, a human can blah blah blah. And it's like, we have that ability, we have insane abilities. Why would
Mm-hmm.
there not be an afterlife? Why would there not be ghosts?
Right.
Like, we hold energy. Why would we die and it all just disappears? Like, that
Exactly.
there's
That's
no
what I'm
way.
always saying. Energy is huge. I don't know if I
Mm-hmm.
necessarily believe in karma, but I do believe what you put out,
Mm-hmm.
you will return, like, will be returned to you. And, like, that technically is karma. I don't know the whole back history of karma, so I'm not going to get into that. But it's like, it's so true, because it's like you look at atoms, they're always moving. So
Mm-hmm.
there's energy just within
We
ourselves.
literally, yeah, we're literally made up of atoms, which is
Hmm.
like energy.
Yeah. And so it's like when people say auras don't exist, they do. Maybe you can't see them because you're not trained to
Mm-hmm.
see them, but you can train your brain to see people's auras and know exactly, what energy they're
Mm-hmm.
giving off, along with like, when I found out, oh, I know I'm being cheated on right now. It was purely based off of energy and what I noticed,
Mm-hmm.
like, in the smallest things, like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
you flipping your phone over, oh, you being
But
saying
yeah,
this,
you
and
just, when you know, you know.
yeah, because it's the energy, and it's like people don't realize. That's why it's like you need to protect
Mm-hmm.
your energy. As stupid as that sounds, you do. Don't involve people in your life that don't motivate you, that don't make you, don't serve you a purpose, because you're just feeding off that bad energy, that lazy energy, that disencouraging energy, that rude energy, whatever it is. Even if they're super nice to you and they encourage you, but everyone else in their life, they're sitting there saying whatever about, talking bad about everyone else in their life, don't bring that energy into your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that got a lot deeper.
What were we even talking about?
We were talking about the Reddit story, and we spiraled like usual. This is why we're like, we need to start a podcast, because we always do that. We just have a conversation and we spiral, and we're like, dude, we need a podcast.
We can be in a car ride for hours,
Yeah.
and then we're like, oh, we're 5 minutes away, because we're just sitting there building off of the
Yeah.
conversation over, and we're talking about the same subject for hours, but we have
Yeah.
so many, like,
So
it's like
much
a
to
tree, and
say.
this is where the conversation starts, and it's like boom.
Yeah,
And
that
then
is
someone will
true.
mention something interesting from earlier. I'm like, oh, let's circle back to that now, because I had a
Yeah.
point I wanted to bring up.
Yeah. Okay. So after that tangent, we have one more. This is shorter, so hopefully it doesn't take 30 years. The title of this is Sensing Someone Will Die, and this is posted by ecstatic underscore wolf underscore 4230. So they said, is it possible to sense someone is going to die? This happened to me twice from what I can remember. The first time being the neighbor was being taken away in an ambulance. I felt a heavy feeling in my chest and that she wouldn't be coming back home. She died weeks later. The second time, I felt that a close friend would lose his family member before the end of this year. She died a couple of days ago. Has anyone else had experiences like this?
1,000%, because I know you have.
Mm-hmm.
You have predicted deaths, and you'll say, it freaks me out. Megan will just, she will call me, and she'll go, I sense death. Something's gonna die. And I'm like, okay, how's your day going? Mine was going okay. But no,
Mm-hmm.
I 1,000% believe. again, it's the energy thing we were just
I know.
talking about.
I was going to say that. I was reading that. I was thinking, I'm like, this goes back to what we were just talking about. We pick up on things, and I feel like a lot of people can have that. I think everyone has that ability. You just have to like get it to a certain level of yourself to unlock it.
I agree. I mean, my craziest story that I tell everyone, and I don't know if literally anyone believes me, but I don't care because I know it's true, is I had a dream about our great grandma passing away. Mind you, this lady had like so many death scares before, and I never had a dream like this for any
And
of
she
those
wasn't
other.
even really in poor health too.
Yeah,
At the time of her death.
It was like a rapid decline overnight type of situation. And I just remembered I had a dream where I was sitting in I was in high school at the time, and I was sitting in this classroom. It was like my second period, I believe. And I got a text from my mom saying that she passed away. And I walked up to my teacher, asked to go to the bathroom, and then I started crying before I even made it out of the classroom. That exact thing happened. And it was really weird because it was word for word like what my mom sent me, and it was word for word my teacher's response when I asked and stuff like that.
Like deja vu, kind of.
Yeah, but I remember waking up and being like, "Oh, that was a weird dream," and then I went to school. Like it was not deja vu. Quite literally had like a glimpse of the future, and I'm like, "This is so bizarre." Because at first my thought was, "Oh, maybe I already kind of thought of this, so I catered my responses or whatever." But you can't explain my mom texting me exactly what I saw. It was 3 separate messages, and all of them were correct. Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say 100%. I think you can.
Yeah.
And you know what is really weird? My coworker said the other day. She said that everything happens in threes, and I don't know if this is true or not. But when I was thinking about it, I could think of some things that have. Because someone quit, and she goes, "Oh, 2 more will quit," and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She said, "Everything happens in threes. Like, if someone dies, 2 more people will die. If someone quits, 2 people will quit, and things like that." So now, like, the next time something happens, I'm gonna pay attention and see if it's the 3 rules, or if I don't know if it's something she's experiencing and I'm not, or if that's just like always the case and I've never noticed. But that did happen when our grandpa passed away. My classmate also passed away, and then I found out that another one of the girls I used to go to school with passed away. All within that semester. It's 3 people. I wouldn't. 3 people.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I know. So something to think about. Something to think
That's
about your little
weird
noggin.
too. And I'm not saying this is at all related, but I did just say that mom sent me 3 separate texts. And I had a dream about 3 separate texts.
What does the number 3 signify?
It's 4:33. You're joking. That was so weird. I picked up my phone at 4:32. The second I like brought it up here, it turned to 33. Whew, chills. Spiritual guidance from angels, higher realms, master builder number, one associated with harmony, maybe calling on you to address different areas of your life and to bring them into balance. It's saying balance is interesting.
That's what I was just thinking. Is it like a balance, like when, like if one
like
happens,
karma, pull, give? What we were just talking. It all is linking back.
Energy.
It's all linking back together. Oh my gosh, that's crazy though.
That
like
is
give,
weird.
pull. Someone dies, child is born. Times 3. Whoo, chills. I'm wearing 4 layers of clothing basically right now.
And you're getting chills. I know. I'm feeling like
I just got shivers down my spine.
I know. So did I. This is crazy. This is why you gotta stay tuned for these episodes, man. They're bangers.
I know this is. Someone's gonna listen to this and be like, "That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard." But that so just blew my mind. How our entire conversation just connected like that.
Full circle moment.
Yeah, and on that note, subscribe, follow us on podcasts. Here's our socials. Somewhere on the screen. I don't know where because I don't. I'm not a genie.
Spooky Babes Paranormal on TikTok. You can follow us there. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Spooky Babes Paranormal.
Follow our personal Instagrams as well. They'll be down in the description.
So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting us, and stay tuned for a lot of crazy shit to come.
And check out the new video that will be up now. because she will be done editing
I
it.
will.
And let us know what you think.
Okay,
Stay
bye guys.
spooky. That's so cute. Stay spooky, babes.
Oh, that's so cute. That's our
Okay.
thing now. Stay spooky, babes.
Stay spooky, babes.